Jim there. He asked me to play one of my original songs. He's always been a supporter of the Niagara music scene and a local music scene around here. So the song's for him. It's called Get Straight.
Well, that was fantastic. Hi, green friends, and everybody who's here. My name is Peter Elgie, and I've had the pleasure of knowing Jim Fannon for about 15 years in my role as the Deputy Leader of the Green Party of Ontario and as the National Campaign Chair for the Green Party of Canada in 2003 and 2004. But today I have the pleasure of introducing the leader of the Green Party of Ontario since 2009, Mr. Mike Schreiner, who many of you know here, and some of you have not had the pleasure of meeting. But in true Green form, he is the actual leader of the Green Party by his actions, not only his words and his position. And so without further ado, it's my great pleasure to introduce the leader of the Green Party of Ontario, Mike Schreiner.
Thanks. I tell you what, it's such a pleasure to launch Jim Fannon's campaign today. I can't think of a better person to serve as MP for St. Catharines. As a community leader, a real estate agent, a radio talk show host, a small business owner, he reflects the values of St. Catharines and the values of the Green Party. And I really admire Jim's vision for how we can have a prosperous economy that balances a healthy environment and healthy people. And I think that probably is best represented with his business, Nature's Hemp, which takes an innovative product that can be grown in very ecologically sustainable ways and produce products that are healthy for people and planet. And I think Jim will be the kind of strong voice for change that we need. And I particularly admire the fact that Jim's been a long-time advocate for electoral reform. And I know he wants to make that a major issue in this campaign. And, you know, I think it's clearly wrong that we live in a country where somebody who gets 38% of the vote has 100% of the power. And we need somebody like Jim Fannon in Ottawa being a strong voice for change to strengthen our democracy. So let me introduce to you the next MP for St. Catharines, Jim Fannon.
Well, thanks for all of you for coming today. It's just such an honor and privilege to stand again for the Green Party of St. Catharines. This will be my 6th general election, I believe, if you don't count running for mayor and leadership candidate in 06. I just want to thank 3 people actually. Mike Schreiner, leader of the Green Party of Ontario, Elizabeth May, obviously the Green Party of Canada leader, and Gord Miller, a good friend of mine that's running in Guelph and stands a very good chance of being elected Ontario's first Green MP. So thank you to those people for the background support. And I want to especially acknowledge Mike. Mike is, as you know, presently an unelected MPP in Ontario, but is making a drastic difference in policy that's being formed currently with this government, whether you like it or not. We all have our ups and downs with them. But Mike has done a great job of influencing and affecting current policy and new policy coming forward. So thank you very much to Mike for actually making a difference from the outside without actually being elected. And that's why I was going to fly around a little bit. So I want to thank actually Aaron Berger and Anthony Botting, 2 guys that come on my radio show. Never met them before, fell in love with them, their music, their passion. And it's my intention to drag you guys to every debate, every media event that I do, and have you play and give you exposure and some love. You guys are some of the finest Niagara talent. Hey, we had others we called, and you know they were busy, but you guys were available. You're my 2 first calls, by the way. I want to thank you for the inspiration too, because when I got off the phone from calling you, Aaron, my next thought was botting. Hey, arts and culture. We can talk about arts and culture, which, you know, such an important subject down here with 2 huge key infrastructure components with the new Meridian Center here that houses obviously our Niagara Ice Dogs and some additional shows now so we can showcase our talent. I think we can do a better job of that. Now we've got the Performing Arts Center, another huge piece of the puzzle downtown. And then we've got some venues here. Detour's done a nice job, Timmer's done a nice job bringing in some local talent. The Mansion House, the Pepper. We have some venues, but we can do better. And we can do better right here in this beautiful park, which is home to our Grape and Wine Festival. We all know, Niagara Wine Festival. You know, I have constantly griped about the fact that our great local bands don't get to open for the headliners, and we don't want the headliners to be tribute bands anymore. We want good local talent opening for big talent, and so we can do a better job there. So thank you very much for coming out. A couple points on our arts and culture. straight from this is it. We used to call it Vision Green. Right now, we're calling it Building a Canada That Works Together. My platform and my personal flyers will be called Looking Forward. I think that's what the Green Party does best, looking forward into the future and using policy that is tested and true, tried and true throughout the world. And it hasn't changed much in 25 years. My first election was 1993, when Brian Mulroney threatened to deregister any party that didn't run 50 candidates. I got the tap and I ran as a baby candidate, won debate back then, and since then I ran 03, 04, 06, 08, and then leadership and my bid for mayor. So, but this is straight from the platform. The Green Party proposes to remove the HST from arts and culture products and services. We want to equalize the funding to the highest standard in any province right now from the federal government. So whoever is given the most money to arts and culture right now at a provincial level, we want to match that right across the board in Canada. Also, 20% content for video chains and cinemas, because we all know what guaranteed Canadian content has done for our music industry, and we will reverse Harper's $117 million cut to the CBC, invest an additional $168 million, and then every year after $350 million goes to the CIBC. I know that's a hot button issue for some people, but we really need to get the CBC in a healthier condition and to rebuild CBC's local coverage capacity and political influence. Wow, but we've seen how the CBC can be very political sometimes. We would like to see increased funding to the Arts and Cultures organization, specifically Canada Council for the Arts and Telefilm, and the Green Party is very concerned about this new proposed Trans-Pacific Partnership and its Crown Corporation provisions. If adopted, these provisions could undermine the ability to service through Crown Corporations our cultural industries. So with all that said, I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. Aaron Berger is going to play us a couple songs on the way out. I will take some questions before Aaron comes up. And if I could just say, Aaron Berger's about to play a couple songs. Get Straight is a great song for Anthony to play. It just speaks to our political system right now. We need to get straight. But Aaron Berger wrote what I consider a love song. He wrote a song called In St. Catharines. And then his hit from his last album, I mean, there's not a bad song on that album, but his single from that album is My City, My Stage. And I encourage you all to go and check out Aaron Berger. So thank you very much for coming out, and I'll take any questions if you have. Woo! Bueller? Berger, you want to hit it? Any questions at all from anyone? Go ahead.
What's your position of the party's position now on healthcare?
Well, healthcare, we'd like to go back to and support Tommy Douglas's original idea. We have universal healthcare, so it's being reduced in services. But Tommy Douglas talked about the most important thing was prevention. We haven't even touched healthcare and the preventative aspect. So we want to look at keeping you out of the hospital. When we look at the Canada Food Guide, it's broken, it's old, it doesn't speak to much health right there. So one thing we can do is keep you healthier, keep you out of the system. We talked about welfare a little bit too. It's my personal belief that if you take care of people right the first time, give them a living wage, you keep them out of the jails, out of the courts, and out of your mental wards, and where they cost you 10 times what they would have if you had to just give them a living wage in the beginning. So first thing, I would say there's so many other areas that are tied to that. If we got the costs right, the prices right, in other words, we can't just be putting pollution into the atmosphere and thinking that it's not having an economic effect on our economy and our health. So when we get the prices right, we're talking about a carbon fee and dividend. It's come a long way. We see it work neutral, revenue neutral in BC. So there's many things we can talk about when we talk about healthcare, but if we get the prices right, number one, with carbon fee and dividend, and just focus on health prevention, which for me, and that's why it brings me to Nature's Hemp. essential fatty acids in your diet can go a long way. If everyone was eating hemp oil every day, they wouldn't be in the hospital all day. Any other questions before I bring up Mr. Berger and friends?
Well, I think we should give it up for this guy one more time, eh?
So this song I'm going to share with you is called My City is My Stage, and I think it's about the way that the creative spirit, how it, when I think about being a part of a community, I think creativity is such a big part of it, and our ability to express ourselves and have a creative outlet to do that, whether that's music or visual art or dance, whatever that may be, magic. And Jim has been a very outspoken supporter of the arts here in the Niagara region, and it's one thing to make those claims and talk about those things, but Jim is somebody who actually has done that, both with his radio show and also by coming out to a lot of the events to show his support. So I'm honored to be here and help to support the launch of his campaign.
Light up this town. I need some help here, alright folks? We're gonna light up this town. There you go. We're gonna light up this town.
Oh, Jim's gonna
Light up this town. Make some noise.
Oh, Jim's gonna
My city is my city is my stage. And my city is my city is my city is my stage. And my city is my city is my city is my stage. And my city is my city is my city is my stage. And we just wanna play. Thanks everybody for coming out. All the best to Jim Fannon for his campaign.
Thank you guys for coming out. I just want to add one thing before we go. Right now, at this time, right now, 3 o'clock Niagara Lake, they're announcing the installation of their first free public recharging stations for hybrids. So we are making a difference. We are making some progress. And way to go, Niagara Lake. Thank you, everyone.
Get so many people turn to
Yeah, exactly.